lovely people, and welcome back to my channel. As you guys know, last year I participated in a project pan for the first time ever on my channel. I was just kind of curious to try this whole project pan thing that people have been talking about for so long, and I did the 19 in 2019. It's already actually quite far into 2020. I think most people already uploaded their finales a really long time ago, but I was sort of procrastinating doing this because let me start off with that since we're talking about it. I don't think project panning is something for me. I tried panning one of the Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes last year, the Sublime palette. I failed in that. You can see that here in this video. And I did okay for the 19 in 2019. As you will hear in a bit, I actually finished quite a few of the products that I had set myself as a goal to finish. The problem with that is I set myself as a goal to finish products that I knew would be fairly easy for me to finish because I wanted to finish them. I think for a couple of them there was definitely the incentive of the project pan that made me push through and really finish them without opening a bunch of other things in the meantime and having these lay in the backs of my drawers. That was definitely the case for a couple of these products. I think in terms of some of my complexion products, some of my eyeshadow primers, the glitter clues that I finished up, I think there was definitely a drive from the project pan coming. But everything else that would be more challenging for me to finish up, like lip products, powder products, really hard, really difficult, and I don't think the project pan actually gave me any incentive to finish them. If anything, I think I just continued using them as I would use them otherwise. So going forward, for me there's very little point in doing project pans because I am always going through like face makeup, like base makeup products, because I don't own that much in these categories. I don't have a bunch of primers, a bunch of foundations, a bunch of powders, any of those other products that would be a real maybe incentive for someone to finish up, because they're the type of products that you cannot really keep for very many years. For me it's not, because I don't have that many to start with, so I'm always panning these types of products. And I did 2 updates for this project pan already. I can link all the 3 videos for you if you want to check them out, but by the second update I felt like I was repeating myself, and I didn't feel like the video was actually that interesting and enjoyable to watch. Or at least that was my perspective a little bit. I don't know whether you would agree, but I found myself a little bit bored also with filming project pans, not just doing them, but also filming them. So going forward, I think I will just continue to quietly, without any video announcements, pan the products that I would normally go through and cycle through a bit more consistently through, because, like I said, they are products that I would like pan anyway. There was a concealer I didn't include in this project pan because it was my only concealer. Of course I was going to pan it. It was the only concealer that I hadn't used in my collection. So you know what I mean? It's a little bit of a cheat to say that I'm doing a project pan without really challenging myself too much. And the reason I did that, I just wanted to enjoy this project pan. I didn't want to include a bunch of products that I knew I would not be able to pan, because that would result in severe levels of demotivation and I would have dropped the whole ball already months ago. So on the bright side, I definitely feel like doing this video and being accountable to you gave me the incentive to finish a couple of these products that I might not have otherwise. But generally speaking, I don't think it's very interesting for you to hear that I finished up a foundation because I only have like 3, and of course I was going to finish one eventually. So with that being said, I think this is going to be my last project pan. If I ever do anything project panning wise, I will try to make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more motivating for myself, maybe a little bit more short-term things. I will definitely think about it and see whether I can concoct something that is just a little bit more challenging and more interesting for the both of us. Okay, with that being said, let's just jump into the actual finale. Let me just show you first the 2 products that I finished since my last update, and I'm very happy to have finished those. I had just a little bit left of my Notoriously Morbid Shadow Bind, as you can see I panned that pretty quickly after the last update. A product that I'm really proud of myself for finishing, and I'm so happy that it's out of my collection, is this super deluxe size of the So Goes My Nation eyeshadow from Notoriously Morbid. It is basically an eyeshadow that I used as a brow bone highlight. I completely panned it, and the reason I'm so proud of panning it is because a deluxe size of a loose eyeshadow means a crap ton of product. So I basically used this probably 320 days out of this year. All the days that I have done my makeup, I have used this. So I'm really happy that these are gone from my collection. Now, let's go through the final inventory. I have 8 products that I have not finished, and we're going to talk about those in a bit. I decluttered 2 products, and I finished 9. I cannot show you the empties of all of the finished products because I already tossed the packaging a long time ago because I don't want to keep crap around me, but I'm just going to tell you what I finished. I have my little notebook here where I wrote all the products because I cannot really remember all of them off the top of my head, but I finished my Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, which I had about 30% of left in the beginning of the year, so I'm very happy that's gone because it is a good foundation, but I really wanted to try other things. I have finished the IT Cosmetics CC Cream, which I also had about 20-30% left of, and I really didn't have a lot of incentive to finish it, so I think the project pen gave me a really good motivation to use this particular product up. I finished up my RMS Un-powder, so my loose translucent powder from RMS Beauty. I'm really happy that's gone because I really came to the conclusion that loose finishing powders are not something for me. Why did I buy this then? Who knows? I don't. Then I finished all of the 3 glitter glues that I had in my project pen. So those were Darling Girl Glitter Glue, the Notoriously Morbid Shadow Bind, and Fyrinnae Pixie Epoxy. And I decided, as I had said in the beginning of the year, that if I finish all of these 3, I'm going to stick with one for the future. This is my new Fyrinnae Pixie Epoxy. This is my favorite glitter glue, and I'm just going to stick with it from now on. I don't really need 15 different glitter glues. I also finished 2 primers, 2 eye primers. These are the Urban Decay Primer Potion and the NYX Primer, whatever it's called. It came in like a little lip gloss type of tube in a black packaging. I don't remember the name anymore. But I finished both of these. The NYX one was not one of my favorites, and I really wanted to finish it up on days that I am not going to wear my makeup for a very long time, because that one didn't really always hold up very well throughout the day. The Urban Decay Primer Potion I really like, but if I put it up against my favorite eye primer, which is the MAC Prep and Prime 24-Hour Extend Eye Base, I prefer the MAC one. So this is the one that I've been using since I finished the other 2, and I don't know whether you can see it's already almost gone because I've been using it consistently. This is the only eye primer that I have in my collection right now. Like I said, I finished the Notoriously Morbid Loose Eyeshadow in So Goes My Nation, and the 2 products that I decluttered are the Kat Von D setting powder. I had a mini of that. You guys know I've made my feelings for Kat Von D very clear. Didn't have any incentive to finish it up. I don't like loose finishing powders. I decluttered that powder without any regrets. The other product that I decluttered is my Estee Lauder primer, like face primer, because I just don't use face primers anymore. Going forward, face primers really aren't products that I'm interested in whatsoever, and I decluttered that one because basically it's not doing any favors to my skin at this point. It is sort of a mattifying primer, and my skin has gotten a little bit drier over the course of time, or it's to be attributed to my better skincare routine. I don't know for what reason. Primers just stopped doing anything for me. So with that, let's come to my wall of shame, the products that I did not finish up. Like I said, because I decluttered that Kat Von D primer and I felt like it was unfair to not include another product in its place, I did include the Pat McGrath Labs, what's this called again? Skin Fetish Sublime Finishing Powder. This is a really lovely powder, but it makes a ridiculous mess when I use it, and like I said, I don't like loose finishing powders. Why did I fucking buy this? I don't know. So I replaced the Kat Von D powder with this one. Obviously it was so late into the year that it was absolutely impossible for me to finish this in the meantime, but I am going to focus on finishing this in the coming year. So I did feel like it was fair for me to replace the product that I decluttered with something else. It was impossible to finish it though. Then another product that I replaced halfway through the year that I had originally planned on Panic is my Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation Light in the shade Intensity 2.0, because this foundation has been discontinued. It is my absolute favorite foundation of all time, and I have been, since I discovered this foundation is gone, trying to find a replacement for it, something that performs equally and I love as much. I still haven't been able to find that. I've tried a couple of high-end foundations in the meantime, and none of them really comes close to this one. So I removed this one from my project pen so that I can enjoy it for as long as possible. That being said, there still isn't that much product left in here. I'm pretty sure in 2020 this will be gone. Hopefully I will have found a good replacement in the meantime. Now, I did swap this product out for another foundation because I also felt like that was fair. Again, that happened quite late into the summer, so it wasn't really possible for me to actually pen this foundation, but I included the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. There is still quite a bit of product left in here. Now, I'm not going to open all of it up, but there is still quite a fair amount of product in here. And trust me, I've been consistently using this foundation for a couple of months. I've taken breaks from it here and there, and especially now in the winter, because I'm wearing it today and I feel like it is just a tad too deep for me to wear in the winter months. So I did use this very heavily throughout September, October, November, and then I sort of switched it up in December. I'm doing well with this foundation. I have pretty good confidence that I will be able to finish it up eventually. Whether it will be in 2020, I don't know, but I also don't want to make myself use it, because if a foundation doesn't work for you at a certain time of the year, or because your skin is going through a phase of whatever, I just don't want to make myself use foundations just for the sake of using them up. I want foundation to be something that I use appropriately, so when my skin requires a certain type of foundation, I can respond to that. A product that I pretty much forgot that I had in this project pan and I haven't used as much is my Velvet Touch cream blush, stick cream blush from KIKO. It is in the shade 07 and it is this beautiful like mauvey rosy color. I actually really like this blush. I sort of came to the conclusion that it seems like I prefer to use my cream products more in the summer rather than the winter, which is a little bit more ironic, because you would think that when your skin is drier in the winter you want to turn to your cream products. Mariam's brain doesn't work this way, so she's using this stuff mostly in the summer. Like I said, for about half the year I forgot that this was even in my project pan, so I haven't made significant progress with it. I've used it maybe like, I want to say 7 to 10 times tops. Not even nearly enough to pan it. Two products that I feel like I made pretty good progress on but I didn't actually manage to pan are these two highlighters from the Aurora Glow Kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So these are the shades Lyra and Eclipse. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see just because I don't feel like I can lift them in the right way. Both of them have significant dips in them. The reason I slowed down with using them up is because I actually really love these highlighters. Especially Eclipse is one of my, it's probably my favorite highlighter ever. And I don't actually want to pan it. I think that's something that was like a counter incentive for me to use project pan products. Just the fact that I don't actually want to use them up, which is what happened with the Sublime palette from Pat McGrath as well. Regardless, I am eventually going to use these two highlighters up, and if I don't find good replacements for them, I'm probably going to repurchase the Aurora Glow Kit. I made good progress, didn't pan anything, not a big deal. A product that I didn't actually pan, but I am pretty proud of the progress that I made, is my Makeup Geek bronzer in the shade Sunkissed. I started off the project pan without any sort of pan in this product. It was just smooth, like you can see my first video, there wasn't a pan in it. There was a big dip, but there wasn't a pan. Look at the pan that it has now. Gorgeous, right? I've been using this very consistently. I continue to use it very consistently, and I'm still really pumped to finish it up eventually. I probably won't have the same type of drive to use it up as I did last year because of the project pan, but that being said, I'm pretty proud of this pan. None of my other bronzers has such a huge pan in it, so as far as I'm concerned, this was a moderate success. Let's quickly talk about the product category that I completely failed in, and I think it's fair that I failed in it because I don't use the same type of lip product every day. The products that I had included in this project pan are the Flash 3 Lip Fetish Balm from Pat McGrath. Haven't made almost any progress with it because I've used it a handful of times this year just when the occasion called for it. Jeffree Star Pumpkin Pie Liquid Lipstick. As much as I love this lipstick, I used it like 3 times or something because liquid lipstick and I broke up about 1.5 years ago, and I've been happy without liquid lipstick in my life. The only lip product that I made pretty significant progress on is my Ravenswood lipstick from Urban Decay. It is a gorgeous like nude rosy pink shade. I absolutely love it. I did reach the Urban Decay logo, which as far as I'm concerned is moderate success as well. I did not manage to pan it, but I do use this lipstick on quite a few occasions, so it is a lipstick that I could potentially finish up. The last lip product actually lives permanently in my bag. Trust me, I did not even remotely come to finishing it up, is the Fenty Original Gloss Bomb Lip Gloss. I don't really use lip gloss as often to really grant finishing it up so quickly, and I have other lip glosses that I enjoy as well. So honestly, there was very little hope for any of my lip products, and that's a really important lesson that I learned. I don't think I should be including lip products in my project pans from now on because I switch up my lipstick pretty much every day. So, I think I'm not going to make this video any longer than necessary. This was my project pan finale. I finished a fair amount of products. I learned a couple of lessons. It was an interesting experience, but I'm not going to repeat it for the time being, and if I do, it's going to be in a different context. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know whether you enjoyed this. What kind of interesting ideas would you have for a project pan? I'm dying to know. Let me know in the comment section below. As usual, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you would like to see more of me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!